Good morning, everyone. I'm Bavadarni from AC Department, third year. Today, I'm going to explain about the concept of subband coding of speech signal. So, in a subband coding, it is a it also we can also say it is a transform coding, and that breaks signals into a number of different frequency bands. So, different frequency subbands. So, typically, it is a fast Fourier transforms, and it encodes each one independently, and this decomposition is a first step in data compression for audio and video signals. So it is a first step in data compression for audio and video signals. And subband coding is a core technique used in many popular lossy audio compressions, including MP3. So it is used in many audio compression, like we all know about MP3. So it is a technique used in audio compression in algorithms like MP3, and some of the basic principles of subband coding. So, first, subband coding is a best illustrated with a specific example. It is a audio compression, and it exploits audio masking in the auditory systems. So, human ears are normally sensitive to a wide range of frequencies. So, human ears are normally sensitive. So, but when a sufficiently loud signal is present at one frequency, the air will not hear weaker signals at nearby frequency. We say the louder signal masks the softer one. So the basic ideas of subband coding is a enable a data reduction by discarding information about frequencies, so which are masked. The results differs from the original signal, but if the discarded information is chosen carefully, the difference will not be noticeable. So the ideas of subband coding is to enable a data reduction by discarding the information about frequencies. So the next point is, first, digital filter bank divides the input signal spectrum into some number of subbands. The um, the uh, sa- the model looks at the energies in each of the subband as well in the original signals, and it computes masking thresholds using informations, and each of the subband samples is quantized and encoded. So each of the subband is already quantized and encoded. So it is keep the quantization noise below the dynamically computed masking threshold. So the final step is to format all this quantized sample into groups of data called frames. So the final the final step the final step is the final step is quantized samples into groups of data, and to facilitate eventual playback by decoder. And decoding is much easier than encoding. Normally decoding is easier than encoding because it is no stochastic model is involved. The frames are unpacked and subband samples are decoded, and frequency time mapping reconstructs an audio signals. So some of the key points of the subband coding. First one is frequency range. Each subband represents a specific range frequencies. For example, audio processing. Subbands might be defined to cover specific range of audible frequencies, like mid-range treble, and analyze filters. So analyze filter, it is nothing, it is separate the input signal into its constitution subbands. So separation of the input signal into a constitution subband is the analysis of filters. Next one is synthesis filter. Synthesis filter is nothing, it is after processing in the subbands, the subband signals are usually reconstructed to obtain the original signal. This is done using the synthesis filter. Synthesis filter, it is it is a after processing of the subband. Processing of After processing of the subband, it is reconstructed of the original signal. So that is called a synthesis filter. Next one is downsampling and upsampling. So downsampling and upsampling is a after the analysis stage. So after the analysis stage, the subbands are downsampled, which reduces the sample rate of each subband. So it will reduces the sample rate of the each subband after the analysis stage called downsampling. And during reconstruction, the subbands are upsampled to restore the original sample rate. So upsampling is a it is a during reconstruction of the subbands, it will restore the original sample rate. So that is called upsampling. So some of the applications are using subbands are audio processing, image processing, and wireless communications, and subband coding. Okay, so first one is audio processing. What is audio processing? Audio processing